Afternoon, the men's amateur road race faced 15 laps of the same circuit, 12.3 kilometers, making a total of 185 kilometers. The weather is extremely hot, 33 degrees Celsius and 35 degrees percentage of humidity. It's going to be an extremely tough day for the men amateur road race. As you can see, almost 200 starters, a lot of riders on the start line there this afternoon. And the action came thick and fast all through the race, but it wasn't until the 7th lap that the major decision started, with the pressure really starting to splinter the main field all over this tough circuit, because it's made extremely tough this afternoon by the heat that really has been boring down upon the riders. You can see the field mainly splintered here. In fact, there's a small group starting to form at the front, a group of some 23, 24 riders. Get a chance to look at the back of the main field here. One or two riders suffering. And still, it's the French putting the pressure on at the front. Number 141 here will be a Colombian rider, Alvaro Lozano. Colombia's doing a great ride here. Japanese rider. It's strange to see a Japanese rider riding so well in the road race. Normally the Japanese have excelled on the track. Remembering Mr. Nakano, who was 10 times world sprint champion. Only in recent years have the Japanese started to come to the fore. French doing a great ride here. We have two French riders in this break. This is Christophe Meignin, number 190. 189 is Sébastien Medon, who is the French national amateur champion. Come on, he says, come on, we've got a great move going here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 riders going clear. Somebody's trying to get across here. It looks to me very much like one of the Danish riders. That is a Danish rider there in the red and white. And I think Race Radio is telling me, in fact, that is number 150, Alex Pedersen. In fact, Pedersen was a former professional rider. He's been allowed back into the amateur ranks, having stopped cycling for over 2 years because of a heart ailment. Well, now we have a group of 12 riders in the lead. There's an Australian rider in there too. In fact, Kelvin Martin, just at the back there in the green shorts, is the Australian rider, and Pedersen has made contact. 12 riders in the lead. They've got a small lead of 1 minute and 12 seconds over the main field at the moment, and this is the descent down into the streets of Capo d'Orlando. 98.7 kilometers covered, another 85 kilometers to go. And this is the main field, and there's no major reaction at the moment. I think 1 or 2 countries will be extremely happy with the composition of that breakaway, because most of the major contenders present, only one country really missing out, and that's the Latvians. Well, these 12 riders did have a lead of 1 minute and 55 seconds at one stage, but it really is starting to come down at the moment. You know, it is down last lap to 48 seconds. All the time they're starting to split the group up now. They can feel that there's a gold medal just at the end. 1 lap to go for the 12 leaders. And it's all going to go down to this final climb. And you know that last time down the descent, in fact, as a group of 5 riders managed to get clear. Looks like the 2 Frenchmen managed to get in there, as well as one of the Italians, and there's a little bit of a split here. On the line it was 8 seconds, and the rest of the main field, I'm being told, are 1 minute and 25 seconds back. And there they are. They really have got the hammer down at the moment. You see they're stretched out in a long line down by the beach here in Capo d'Orlando, and it's going to be touch and go whether they make it up, because there's a lot of jockeying for position going on at the front here. And there are a lot of groups trying to get clear as well from the main field. This is a group 1 minute and 15 seconds behind. The 5 leaders still well clear. They've got 8 seconds lead at the moment over a group of 8 chasers. And these are the leaders now. 150, Alex Pedersen. 189, Sébastien Medon. Number 5, Gianluca Pianangonda from Italy. And you know, if they start to mess about a little bit as we get to the top of this climb, it could all come back together, and we'll see a bunch sprint as we did with the ladies race earlier on in the day. Pedersen at the front here, the most experienced rider in the group. The French must soon think about trying to attack, you know, because they're the ones in the position of force. They have 2 riders they can attack and counter-attack, the old 1-2. Somebody from Slovakia at the back there. I would think that is Milan Dvořák. And let's have a look back down the road there. You know, they've got more than 8 seconds as far as I can see. And here we go, down into the final streets. They've got 30 seconds lead over the chasing group, and you know the gold medal is going to come from these 5 riders. They come down through the streets here, down onto the finishing straight now. 1.5 kilometers to go as they go around this corner. That's Pedersen at the back. Great position. But the 2 Frenchmen are going to have to sort it out together, you know, because with 2 of them being there, one will have to sacrifice himself for the other. At the front here, this is Medon. Maybe he's looking for his teammate Christophe Meunier so that he can lead him out a little bit. At the back, always Pedersen. He's waiting for the moment to go. The Italian is racing on home ground. He's going to be very nervous. Ooh, a little bit of a zigzag there as he puts Medon into the barriers a little bit. The Slovakian Dvořák coming to the front now. Very rapid sprinter here is Dvořák at the front, looking over his shoulder. It's a very nervous moment now, you know. He's waiting for the first person to launch that sprint. It may well come from Sébastien Medon, who wants to lead out Meunier. But it's gone down the right-hand side in the red jersey. In fact, it's the old professional Alex Pedersen himself. He may have got the jump on the others. In fact, Milan Dvořák is trying to react very quickly, but Pedersen has got the gap. He really has got the gap. The French have missed out this time. It looks as if at the back, Sébastien Medon has lost out, and we go to the line and they don't manage to catch Pedersen on the line. He's going to take his first ever gold medal in the road race championships, and what a move from a man who was forced to quit cycling for 18 months because of a heart ailment. Coming up to the line, 6th place is going to go to the Polish rider Staffé, just followed out by Tobias Steinhauser from Germany. What a superb finish to this race. 150, there he is, Alex Pedersen, the man who still has to take medicine to practice the sport of cycling. And as we look down over Capo d'Orlando, here's confirmation of that result. Alex Pedersen takes first place ahead of the Slovakian Milan Dvořák, and Christophe Meunier from France takes the bronze. And Samplonius from Canada, first lady, off in the 29-kilometer individual time trial based on the streets of Catania. Whilst Jeannie Longo from France waits to start, we'll go a little bit further down to watch Samplonius come in. First rider off, she'll come up with the first time. This is the time that everyone will have to match. 39.07, best time at the moment, but that's not surprising because she's the first one to start. Jeannie Longo out on the course. She's got a little bit of revenge to take out over on the French squad because there was an awful lot of falling out after that women's race a few days ago. A big favourite amongst all the women here, Clara Hughes from Canada, with a very special bike there. Well, out on the course, it wasn't a day for Jeannie Longo. In fact, she's going to be outside the time set by Samplonius, 39 minutes and 44 seconds. But this girl, Karen Kurek, only a newcomer to cycling over the last couple of years, has set the best times at many of the time checks. She'll come in with the best time, 38 minutes and 22 seconds. But there's a lot of good riders to come. Look at the confirmation here. We've got Karen Kurek at the top, second Samplonius, and third Jeannie Longo. This is Rebecca Twigg, just started, 5-time world pursuit champion. She missed out on the pursuit this year because she wanted to concentrate on the individual time trial title. Well, there's confirmation of the first time check at 9 kilometers. In fact, Clara Hughes has gone through with the best time in 12 minutes and 38 seconds. What's this? In fact, it looks very much to me as if Rebecca Twigg has got problems down there with her bicycle. And strangely enough, just before the start this morning, I was talking to Chris Carmichael, the team manager, and he was a little bit worried about the choice of this machine. And the reason for that is, in fact, this bike doesn't have quick release wheels like most of the other ones, so if there is a problem, she can't rectify it quickly. Coming up to the line, Clara Hughes. In fact, over the second part of the course, she has faded quite a bit. She's going for the 4th place time at the moment. Look at this. This really is a little bit of a surprise because she was so quick, 39.50. And then Marianne Clignet, the world pursuit champion, she's giving everything she's got as she comes to the line, but she's well outside the leaderboard as well. And you know, those early times that were set by Karen Kurek are definitely going to take the gold medal. There's confirmation ahead of Samplonius, the first rider to start, 40 seconds back, and then Jeannie Longo in 3rd place takes bronze for France. Well, the men started in the afternoon, 42 kilometers, and this is Henk Vogels, who flew in just a couple of days ago after taking a gold medal at the Commonwealth Games in the team time trial. This is the man they've all been talking about, the Scot, Graham O'Brien, disqualified earlier in the week. Not in fact because of his bicycle, but because of his position, and a lot of the press are actually on his side. Here's a time check after 9 kilometers. Abraham Olano from Spain, the Spanish time trial champion, with the best time. But this is the position of Graham O'Brien, and in fact, O'Brien looks to me as if he's having a little bit of a problem. In fact, he's throwing his helmet away. You can know it's been so hot down here in Sicily that a lot of the riders are suffering from heat, and in fact, many have discarded their helmets. This is the local favourite, Andrea Curato from Italy, and look at the crowd. We go back to O'Brien. He doesn't look like a very happy man at the moment. He really can't find his position. He's had to play around with his position a little bit to try and get the position he's used to, but he just can't get comfortable. This is Abraham Olano coming up to the line with what's going to be the best time. Not surprisingly, because he's the time trial champion of Spain, and he's well inside the lead of Trkal from Czechoslovakia there. 51.50, top of the leaderboard for the Spaniard. Eugenie Berzin, number 57, the little Russian rider who this year toppled Miguel Indurain in the Giro d'Italia. Coming up to the line, Henk Vogels. Looks like he's got a good time too. 52.11, 13, 14, 15 as he goes over the line. That'll give him second place. But everybody's favourite here, I think, must be Chris Boardman, already a gold winner in this year's World Championships in the individual pursuit. Look at that face, a real mask of concentration. Berzin out on the course. In fact, going through the first time check at 9 kilometres, Berzin was 17 seconds off the time there set by the leaders. A man who's done some great time checks out on the course here, in fact, is Jens Ulrich, the former amateur world champion. This year didn't do such a great ride, and he's going to come through, in fact, with the best time, 51.25 for Ulrich. Out on the course at 19.2 kilometres, we get a time check. For the first time, Chris Boardman is in the lead ahead of Andrea Curato and third place Eric Brooking. Coming to the line, Curato. Look at that, he's well ahead of the time of Ulrich. He's definitely going to get the best time on the line. Listen to the Italians cheering. He comes over the line in 50 minutes and 22 seconds, 1 minute faster than the German. Straight away he's interviewed by the Italian press here, and it's almost as if he's looking down on the times being set out on the course here by Chris Boardman. Look at that, 32.2 kilometres, and Boardman has the best time, 38 minutes and 21 seconds. In fact, this is quite a strange occurrence. We're looking down here, in fact, on Chris Boardman catching Eugenie Berzin, who started 3 minutes in front of the British rider, and look at the difference in speed. Boardman taking all the risks as he comes towards the finish line. You know, he's taking too many risks maybe. It's just so close that he's pushing himself to the edge all the time. That's the problem with these bicycles. But as he comes to the line, Boardman knows he's got it. Look at the time there, well inside the 50 minutes, 22 seconds by Curato. 49 minutes and 34 seconds. What an incredible ride by Chris Boardman. He will go down in history as being the first winner of the individual time trial World Championships, to go alongside his yellow jersey of the Tour de France. But this man here really has faded away. Eugenie Berzin slipped away from the leaderboard. He'll come in 21st place, 53 minutes. There is confirmation of the first World Individual Time Trial Championships. Chris Boardman ahead of Andrea Curato, quite a surprise, 48 seconds back, and Jens Ulrich of Germany is third.